Hello, welcome back to school. Salvete amici, I had to make sure the thing was working. This is going to be a real quick crash course on mostly tests and quizzes for Latin, because we've had a couple of those go by and it's already almost spring and I haven't give you guys like an update from all the winter stuff that I was doing. So we're gonna do a quick go through on some of that. First, to kind of give you guys where I'm at, because I haven't been posting like regularly. So with Magister, we're working through first form. We are in the middle of the 4th unit, so we're covering, we did the 3rd declension, and now we're going to do the 4th and the 5th declension in the next couple weeks. And then after that, there's another test. I think there's a couple of them. And then we'll be moving to the 5th unit, which is going to cover the 2nd declension. No, we already covered 2nd declension. 2nd conjugation. And I don't know if there's anything else other than just introducing that, but it has something to do with 2nd conjugation. So as far as that, we will be finishing, I don't know, probably April or no, May, I think. And then we'll see what happens for 2nd form. So with teacher, we are going through the earlier Latin stuff primarily for grammar's sake, not for Latin's sake, but it is good review. And today I learned possum, which is I can. Possum, actually it would be Paul, possum, posset, or posset, possess, potess. I still can't recite them because I haven't done recitation work. Anyways, we learned those. We also did sum esse, which I already knew that, so that was pretty simple. And then we did some, we're at the part where we're doing like, we're doing the endings of the verbs. So it's not like conjugating, it's just learning, hey, these are the endings. And also with all this, they're covering like grammar stuff, like what a, I'm trying to think what they're called, because there's only like a couple, like only a page for the English grammar, like a synonym and an antonym. Those were 2 things, and I think there was something else, but I really can't remember. Anyways, we finished unit 4, and we ran out of time, so we couldn't do the quiz. So that's gonna have to wait till whenever we do the quiz. But there's a bunch of recitation stuff I have to still get done, and then a couple new lesson written work. He says everything is okay. The funny thing he found was there were, we had covered the what are they called, the constellations. We covered the constellations. So I had wrote down one of them, and then I had, instead of translating it, I just wrote down the Latin word again, which is kind of funny. I have to look and see where that is. But yeah, every once in a while, weird stuff like that happens. So yeah, other than that, we're just gonna go through and see what we have for quizzes and tests. I'm gonna go through the Prima Latina stuff because it's gonna go a lot quicker. And we're just gonna kind of see how this works. Okay, so I don't have my workbook textbook page thing here, like the book, but that's okay. All the tests and things are in this little binder anyways. So for each unit or for each chapter, we have like a vocab page, And ideally, they want you to write these out like on 3 separate days, but because we're doing this so unorthodox, I just fill out one of these every time we have a new words. So I will fill all of this out probably in one day. Then there's also prayer memorization. So this comes from the Introduction to Lingua Angelica, and what I've done, I use it primarily for a memory aid, so I'm not writing down the exact answers that the answer book requires. On top of that, some of the stuff forms we haven't really learned, so I don't know what to write down for these words. So I am basically just writing down the English translation for the different words that I memorize, even though it's kind of out of order in some places. And then for the English to Latin, I'll write down the Latin word for whatever that thing is, even though it's probably out of order. And this, even though it looks unfinished, it is primarily like this is just the first part of the prayer that I have to memorize. And then for the second chapter, new vocabulary. And then I ran off the same page. Wait, something's not right. That's vocabulary. Hold on. What was I just looking at? I don't know. Okay, this is vocabulary. That's vocabulary. Okay. So that's weird. I have all my vocabulary pages first. Because when I started this thing, I had them all interlaced. Okay, so this is the this is the page from the Introduction to the Lingua Angelica. And I basically copied off the Sanctus page and I ran it off, I don't know how many times I needed it to get this darn thing memorized. And so for the first section, I just write out the first section that particular chapter has you memorized. And then for the second chapter, I will mark out as far as they have you memorized. So you got the old section and the new section. So you're always reviewing the old stuff and you're also adding in the new stuff. And it goes on like this for all the various prayers. This, I mean, again, I only use this as a memory aid. When we get to the end of a unit, if I can find it, and some of this stuff I did have memorized, but I guess having it broken down like this is interesting because it really makes me stop and think, okay, what does come after, Sanctus, Sanctus, Sanctus? So this is the same page, but I just, I covered the vocabulary words because sometimes I will go and use the vocabulary words if I get stuck on something. That's another, yeah, I'm trying to find an example of a vocabulary page. Those are words. Okay, so here it's got a bunch of words down here. Those essentially I just covered, and I wanted to see, okay, could I do this without having a word list to help me? And then this, I'm not sure what this is. It's something else. This is the memory work. Like, I will write this out from memory. And in the original book, there is a vocabulary list here. But I covered that because, again, I wanted to see, could I write this out from memory without a vocabulary list? I've been, working through this for a couple different lessons and reciting it. So this would be your ultimate test, is if you can write it out from memory. that you have it memorized. So this must be Unit 2 or something, because there's more pages than I thought. This looks like a quiz. So we're going to go... Oh, this is a practice test. Okay, so this is funny. I thought they said the practice test was different than the real test. So we did the practice test just to kind of see what is the format, whatever. And so we did it. Everything was okay. And then we started going through the real test, and it was like, literally, it's all the same thing. So that's kind of funny. I think I got a perfect score on it. Yep. There's a sticker. If there's a sticker, it means I got 100%. Like, no errors. So that's Unit 1. Unit 2, it's the same thing. I'm just going to go to the back of the test and just kind of see, yeah, there's a sticker. Also, this is really neat. We write on Latin phrases, like this one says, optime, I can't read that, optime admire, I can't read my writing, admiral work or something. No, optime, I don't know. He usually finds this stuff or types it into Google Translate. I don't know. Translate. I don't know. But it's a positive mark. Usually when I mark Latin phrases, I actually know what they are. So then that's Unit 2. Unit 3. Oh, real quick, before I go on, okay, so this is Unit 3. So by this point, we've covered a couple different units. All of this stuff is the same. It's just new prayers and new vocabulary. So initially, this is how I have it set up. I've got vocab, and then the interlinear, and then the vocab, and then the interlinear for each lesson. Sometimes I don't get them done in that order. So when it comes to the review pages, this one had a lot of stuff in it. Oh, that's the other thing. Teacher will have me fill out one of these things for the review unit for every lesson. Like, not, okay, so like when we get to the review unit, we'll do one of these pages for all the vocabulary words. So I've done them once for every lesson. That's not it. That is it. So I've already filled one of these things out for the various lessons. Then once you get to the review one, he has me do them all over again for like all the lessons. So then when it comes to the actual last page, I've got the same thing for the prayer. Everything is here. No vocabulary words. But then for like the memorization pages, this is the same. I took out all the words. But I will also, because review is really important, I also made blank pages of the other prayers that I've memorized, and then I have a review session writing those out just to make sure that I can still write them out. So reviewing all the prayers at the end of the review units are pretty important, because there isn't really a way of reviewing the prayers, at least that I've found. So I've kind of had to put that in there somehow to have myself review these. I think this is one that we didn't have. Oh, I must have lost a point somewhere. I don't know what happened. Let's see. Oh, here. Okay, we're going to zoom in and talk about this. I don't know if I mentioned this. So the word is above. And I don't know why. I could not get above, and I could not get wonder of the world. I knew it was soup something, or I knew it was SU something, and I just couldn't figure it out. Eventually, I did get it after, we moved on and we did the rest of this stuff. But when it came up to this, I did need help. So even though I got the word correct because I needed help with it, we just added a half point on this. Because it was that ending that I was having issues with. And then for here, I got mundi correct because I know my conjugation or my declensions of mundi. But this word, because it's new, I wasn't sure. And eventually I got, I wrote down it was super mundi, but it turns out it was supor mundi, which is a spelling mistake. So that one, I think we took off a half point. Yeah, so we took off a half point and we just added a half point here. So technically it just lost 1 point. But everything else is okay. So I will need to go back and review that when we do. I don't know if there's a final exam for this or not. This is the unit we're currently working on. I think, or did we do this one? Oh, I think we did this one. Let me find no, this is the one we are working in. Let's see. Well, that's the last. Okay, maybe this is the one we're working on. Is this the one with yeah, this is the Lord's Prayer. So this is the one we're working in. So I think I went through all the tests and quizzes with you guys. So I think, yeah, that's the one that I just showed you. So this is for Unit 3. And I lost 1 point. And this one for Unit 2. Oh, yeah, I did mention about this because that was when I was talking about the Latin phrases. And then this is Unit 1, which, let's see what the Latin up here says. Summa cum laude. Yeah. So that is our stuff going on for the, what do they call it? The Latin thing. The Latin thing. I'll just call it the Latin thing. Prima Latina. Okay, so I'm going to find what I need for second form, and we'll go through that real quick. Okay, I think my foot is falling asleep. This may not be the best angle. So this is all the workbook pages that I've done. I could not tell you where I left off on updates. I do remember I redid one of these lessons. I don't know which. I think it was like 18 or something like that. I don't know, 18 or 19. I redid one of the lessons because it was really bad. Like, I just didn't understand it, and I think I redid the quiz or whatnot. I'm trying to see, what is this? That must be a conjugation. Is this the one that I redid? This might be the one that I redid a bunch of pages on. No, this just might be yeah, this is just another table. Somewhere, I think this is it. There's a bunch of pages here that are stapled together that are taped together that are kind of falling apart. Yeah, I think this is the one that I redid. And I think overall, like, things are okay now that I kind of understood what they wanted. As far as this whole thing, I really don't care for all the really minute parsing and translation work. There is a lot of translation work, and I forget which actual grade level they say this is. Like, I think they say it's for 4th, 5th. Because I think they do 2 years for the Christiana course. And I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, this sounds like junior high school work. Like, it's like, I would see this as like 7th, 8th grade. But then again, it just shows how poor our education is. I mean, this could have probably been done like years ago by younger people. Okay, so Unit 3, there's a test, and that is in there, but we're just kind of paging through all this workbook pages. I think there was like a couple sections in Unit 4 that I just totally didn't do. Like, one of them I think I just outright forgot. And then there was like another section that I just totally didn't do. Like, look at all this stuff. I mean, it's just amazing. All the stuff that we're not, I mean, we're not saying we're, but I mean, just the amount of work that people, you know, are doing or have done, whatever. Okay, so here's a big section. Let's see here. Here's a big section. It's all not done. And I wrote down non intelligo, which means I don't understand this. And I just didn't do it because I just don't understand what they're asking about this. Like here, this one, it says bad Connies. And it says noun. I mean, I can understand declining or parsing Connies, but bad, that's an English word. We don't decline. We don't parse English words like this. And this is what's kind of weird about this. I just didn't understand why they had some of the stuff in English. I don't know. And I mean, I think there's like something like you could go onto the internet and ask, like, yeah, how do you do this? Or what's the point of this? But that's something, yeah, I would like to have a better explanation as to why some of this stuff is even done. Because some of it's like, yeah, I go through it, I work through it, and most of it I can see, okay, yeah, I can see why they have you do this. But some of the stuff, it's like, why do they have you do this? I don't understand it. This page was not very exciting. Let's see. Oh, that's translation work, basically. And pages and pages of parsing tables and translation. And some people do this stuff probably for fun. This page needs to be, like, taped in here. So I think this is about where we're at because we haven't covered that. So this is interesting. The last time I did this, I did all of this written stuff. Like, I did all the tables and stuff up front. I could do that. I didn't get to the translation stuff. I think my brain just totally stopped. I think I did do like some of the easy stuff here, like the Latin phrase or the Latin saying or whatever. And then I think I did that later. Yeah, I think that was, let me see. I don't see what there's a date on there. I think I did that later when I did some of this other stuff. So I sent him what I had, lesson with Latin, with Magister, and this whole thing was blank. And at the class lesson, he says, okay, you didn't do any of the translation work. Let's just work through some of the translation work together. And so we started working on this one, and then we started, like, jumping around. Like, all the that have a star were ones that we did together. And he pretty much picked all the ones with third declension because that was the newest item and he wanted to just make sure that I got that. But he said first and second declension ones, you could do those on your own. So, yeah. So that was kind of fun. A whole class lesson of sentence parsing and doing all that fun stuff in translation. And then this is that part there. So that pretty much is all of that. Let me pull up the test. This is a little notebook. I don't know where I got this. It's kind of cool. I started marking this, making this, like, this is my own little reference book. It has declension tables, conjugation tables, and then more declension tables. I need to split this up and put this as the normal way that I've done it, like up here and here, when it's got nominative and masculine together. This one I could put down as nominative, feminine, and then, or no, masculine, feminine, and then nominative. And then when we do the fourth declension, fourth and fifth declension will go here, and then whatever they call it, second conjugational verbs. This is just my own little notebook that I'm putting together. So essentially, it's kind of like my own little reference guide. So I need to get that updated. So as far as quizzes and tests, we open through all of this. These are all the pages that I have done. That's a lot. So with these nouns, I've been going through and declining a lot of nouns based on, I think these are all set up by chapter, because these must be, whatever those stupid things are called, adjectives, because I don't have anything filled in here, so these must be all adjectives. So filling out adjective tables, these are all noun tables that I've filled out for all the nouns. I am so big into tables, like filling out tables like this. I mean, after a while it gets kind of old, but it really makes sure, like, doing it a lot of times helps me know that, okay, I've got this ending down. So this next pile is the tests and quizzes. And I think, let me see here, what one is this? Okay, this is 14. That's, I think we left off in like 20 something. These all must be extra tests and quizzes. Okay, 18. Okay, so 66, 98. Okay, so this was like one. Okay, yeah, so it says rede. This is one that I redid because I wanted to get either I think this is one where I just had a really bad score with, and I just I need to redo this. So yeah, there's some pretty wonky stuff going on here. And I think this is the redo that I did. That's 18. Yeah, so this is a redo. I got a perfect score on it. Oh, there is a sticker. Okay, there's a sticker. I need to write out my Latin phrase in green ink. So that's that. This was another quiz, which again, I got a 79. Did I? Oh, this is the one no, a 97. I can't read. I think this is the one. No, I got a sticker on it, so I don't know. I think I got a sticker because there's no bonus points on here. Oh, the 18. That may have got me over my the 18 points may have got me over my 100 mark, so that's why I got that sticker. Okay. Okay, so this is an oral quiz. This is not in the original curriculum. This is something I actually came up with on my own. Basically, I go through the chapter, I pull out grammar questions, declensions, conjugations, whatever it is that lesson was covering, and I have like a huge oral exam. And these are only done when there's an actual test. So, and some of these can be pretty brutal. So in this one, because like I know we didn't do the verbs in forever, I had like wrote down like parsing it's like giving principal parts, giving the stems, and fully conjugating whatever verb, and then fully conjugating and doing all that stuff. The same with like sum esse. Oh yeah, here it says to be and love. So I remember I did this just as a way of reviewing the verbs. And I literally like says, okay, every point or every item that is spoken, like the principal parts, that's going to be 4 points. Each table, each tense is going to be 6 points. Add all that up. And I basically says, to review the verbs and the tenses and conjugations and all that stuff, because yeah, we hadn't done like that stuff in forever. And there were a couple of these. He says, I would have knocked off a couple points here and there. But, I was being nice. That's the thing. Magister was like super, super nice. So yeah, but he gave me all my points on that one. So then for the actual written test, oh, that's right. This is the one I think I totally botched. Yeah, this is the one I wasn't happy with, and I wanted to get a better score. So, I don't know really what went. Okay, that was wrong. Obviously, that looks wrong. I think there's a vocabulary thing up here that was wrong. Oh, that must be the backside. I don't know. Yeah, that's the backside. There was a thing there that was wrong. There's just a lot of stuff. A bunch of stuff here was wrong. There's just a lot of stuff that was wrong. Oh, this is the one where I made really stupid mistakes. I didn't even mark if it's a verb, subject, or any of that stuff. I didn't mark that. Still having major issues with verbs. I think I got most of my bonus points. So this was a test I actually did want to redo. So I did redo that one. And I think I got a better score. I don't know how better, but I think I got a better score. I can't read the number there, but it's a 98. Plus however many bonus points. I don't think it's enough for a sticker though. I'm not sure. I didn't check and see. But this one was definitely much better. This one, let's see, 21. I don't know what this was covering. Oh, this was third declension. So this is the beginning of third declensions. So that one I think went off pretty well, which is kind of interesting. I think here I missed a half. Okay, a couple of them. Because, yeah, it deals with parsing. But I think I got all my bonus points. 6. Yeah, there must be 6 bonus points. Totally botched it there. A bunch of stuff with the verbs. What is this one here? 22. So, yeah, again, I must not have figured out the actual percentage. 97, but I don't know if that's plus the bonus points or not, because I don't have a sticker on it. But it does have a Latin phrase. Of course, the Latin phrase is kind of going on there regardless. More issues with verbs. Oh, this one didn't even go in the clippy thing. Let me fix that. I'll just there's another one that didn't go in the clippy thing. There we go. This one, oh yeah, that one I have a sticker on it. I have a little heart. So this says 90. So this must be with the added bonus points. It must have got over 100 or something. I don't know. I forget if I get a sticker over 100 or if it's 95. I think 95 I would consider passing, but like if it's, oh, what is this? Yeah, this is a big thing about reviewing Latin conjugations and verbs and parsing and all that good stuff. So yeah, is this okay? Okay, so this test and this test are the exact same things, but this one is written with a Sharpie, and you can totally see that it goes through. This one is also written with a Sharpie, but it's a different Sharpie, and I just wanted to see if that worked out better. So yeah, I have two different markers with that, because I didn't want my thing to show through, because it was getting really bad there for a moment there. This one, I have it marked when we went through it, because we were marking as we were translating or doing the test, but I didn't mark it officially. Or is this? No, that's a totally different test. Yeah, this test and this test is different. So this one I did mark, and it looks like I got another sticker with an Eximus, I think. I can't read that. Eximus. Of course, I'm not used to like pronouncing Latin. So this one must have been a pretty good score. Again, lots of translation and parsing. That pretty much brings us up to where we're at. This is, this was a unit, that was a unit, review for the third declension. So that's what that was. All the rest of this is, blank tests and quizzes and extra tables and things for the rest of Latin. So that is pretty much a quick review, if that's even a review. I don't even know. It's just an update to give you guys where I'm at, what's going on. Ow, I have a kink in my neck right now. To give you guys where things are at. Overall, I think things are going okay. There could be better. I don't do as much recitation as I should. And I'm still putting off, like, written homework and stuff. Which is something, teacher is, having me do homework the day of. So, like, if we do 2 Latin lessons, he wants me to do all the homework, like, written and oral. And that's like really, really brutal. Even though it's like really, really easy stuff, it's still really, really brutal. I did get all the written stuff done for the last lesson, last 2 lessons, but I still need to do all the oral stuff, and I still have to do oral stuff for the lessons. I think it's 17 and 18, because today we did I did 18 and 19. I have to do the oral work, and then 20 20 and the review. I need to do the oral work, so I'll probably do those tomorrow because I'm going to have more time. Friday is looking like it's pretty out because I've got a meeting in the morning. Before that meeting, a teacher wants to start the states and capitals thing, so we're going to potentially do that, see how that works out. And then I have a meeting after that. I think I've got like a couple hours beforehand, but that's my time to like get dressed and all that stuff. I've got a meeting, and then I have an appointment, and then I have a lunch appointment, and then I don't know however long that goes, and then I'll probably be done. Like, I don't know if I'll have any energy left over to study or do anything. So, I think Thursday, after my morning appointments, I'll have enough energy to nail down any written work and oral work and get all that stuff done before we do our before we go to Maine or whatever the first state is that I have. For some reason I think it's Maine, but I don't know. I have Maine in my head. So we're going to take a road trip from here to Maine or wherever, and we're going to learn about those. But that's kind of where things are looking. When Magister and I are done with first form, we'll look and see how we're going to move on. If we move on, I don't know. We haven't got that far yet, but we're just kind of taking it one section at a time right now. So that is kind of where things are at. I hope you all are doing well, and we'll chit chat with you later. Valete. It won't turn off. How do you get it to turn off? It won't turn off. Please like, share, and subscribe, and don't forget, ring the notification bell for all notifications.